danger, danger. 뚜루뚜 알람이 경고해. 거기서 멀어져야 해. 나나나나나나.
GFRIEND just released their music video for Crossroads, which serves to continue a story told by several of their earlier music videos. If you guys are interested in unraveling the timeline of their previous videos and learning the hidden meanings behind them, I'd recommend watching my previous video about GFRIEND before diving into this. I want to make it clear that everything I say in here is just a theory and isn't meant to be taken too seriously. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's dive into Crossroads. Personally, I feel like Crossroads is a mixture of the past and the present. The music video starts off with Eunha freeing a butterfly. She then falls over a ledge, providing an almost direct parallel to the events that took place in Fingertip. We then see her freeze in midair, showing a clock turning back time. What I think this means is that the majority of events we are seeing in this music video take place before Fingertip. Therefore, the timeline for these music videos starts off with most of their videos, then transitions to Love Whisper, where they are granted their powers, then Navillera, where they begin to grow envious of one another, and then Crossroads, showing what went wrong between the girls as they turn on each other, and finally Fingertip, where they begin to attack one another and try to steal each other's powers. Like in Fingertip, we see this recurring idea of the significance of dreams. In my last video, I talked about how Fingertip relates to the movie Inception, following its concept of a dream within a dream, and I think that theme is continued here in Crossroads. Remember how in Fingertip Eunha wakes up for her dream just as she's falling? The same thing is happening here, only this time I think she's finally reached the stage of reality. When Eunha wakes up, we see her observe the glass bead on her dresser as it fills with some dark material. I think this bead serves as her totem, to ground her to reality. In Inception, a totem is an object which allows its user to tell if they are still in a dream or if they're back to reality. We also see Eunha open a box to reveal 3 butterflies, with a spot left inside for a 4th one. In my last video, I talked about the reason why these butterflies are so important. We saw a butterfly appear after the girls got their powers in Love Whisper, so it likely has some connection to their abilities. My theory is that Eunha became greedy and started to try to hunt the butterflies relating to the other girls' powers. She realizes that her actions are wrong and tries to release the butterfly in Fingertip, but the damage it has caused the girls' friendship makes it too late to redeem herself. Butterflies are noted to be a symbol of change, perhaps signifying a crossroad. However, in GFRIEND's case, this butterfly seems to only bring destruction. The narrator in the tale of the glass bead says she wonders if the powers were actually a curse, and from the looks of things, it certainly seems to be that way. Rather than being a blessing, we see the butterfly effect being demonstrated here. If a butterfly flaps its wings, something more catastrophic will happen in some other part of the world. Throughout the rest of the music video, we see events playing out which shows how the girls' greed hurt each other's friendship. Eunha is the first member we see fighting, getting angry at Shinbi, which might further explain why Shinbi was so intent on hurting her in Fingertip. One by one, we see the girls turn their backs on each other, except for Soon, who continues to appear to be the peacemaker in this situation. Even in Fingertip, she tried to help Eunha come down from the ledge after freeing the butterfly. However, these efforts were not enough, and everyone started to drift apart. After Eunha releases the butterfly, we do start to see some changes taking place, but I personally don't think that this part of the music video is grounded in reality. I think this is more of a what-if scenario, if she had never stolen the butterfly in the first place, or if freeing the butterfly worked the way that she was expecting it to. We see the girls reuniting with one another, seemingly at peace with each other, but the shots of everything crumbling around Eunha makes me think that this is just a dream. The train and the tracks remind me of Love Whisper, the catalyst of this universe and the source of the girls' powers. I think what this means is that the real Crossroads happened during that music video, and not this one. Eunha must have decided to hunt after the other girls' powers in this video, choosing the wrong path to take, since it resulted in nothing but destruction. The crumbling layers Eunha then faces remind me of Fingertip. In my earlier video, I mentioned how the whole concept of Fingertip reminded me of Inception, with Eunha descending through multiple layers of a dreamscape to free this butterfly. When she finally does, she ends up plummeting off of the ledge, causing her to wake up. In Inception, people within the dream are able to wake up if a kick is stimulated across all of the layers of the dreamscape simultaneously. We see this happen to Eunha in Crossroads as the room around her crumbles on 3 layers, the same number of dreamscapes that she goes down in Fingertip. I think that this results from her trying to recall the past events after finally having been brought back to reality into the present. Because of this idea that Eunha's dreams contain the butterfly symbolizing the key to the other members' powers, we find that the real labyrinth is the one that takes place in Eunha's mind. Now, the girls are stuck at an impasse. They want to go back to the way things were before, but find themselves unable to do so, torn apart by the greed and envy they harbored towards one another. This is further conveyed within the lyrics to the song, which recognize that they took each other for granted and find themselves stuck because they want to go back but are unable to do so. They still have hope that things will get better, but for now, they are resigned to paying for the sin of envy alone.